Good morning, dudes. Just a quick intro today. As you know, been getting into some kind of traditional style slip joints recently. This is the Case Sodbuster Jr. in amber bone and carbon steel. And I want to kind of see how it does with my cut testings. I don't think I'm going to go as hard on this as I would like a regular modern locking knife, but I kind of want to put it through its paces a little bit. I want to cut some cardboard, cut some twine, maybe try to cut some strap. Just kind of see how it cuts, This is not a hard use knife at all, but I have a feeling it can do more than I think it can. So let's get out there and check it out. This is a nice kind of hollow grind. It's kind of weird how they do these hollow grinds on these some of these traditionals. It's definitely not a flat grind, it's hollow. But it's not like it's kind of weird because it's polished, so you don't see like the belt satin lines on it. It is hollow though, and pretty thin behind the edge, and real nice and sharp. So yeah, let's get out there and see what she can do. And here we go. Here she is. Look at that patina, baby. I love that purple color in there. So pretty. That's just from cutting up a couple apples. Isn't that crazy? I really didn't think it would patina that quickly, but literally like the first time I cut up an apple, the first time I used the knife, I didn't really know what to expect. I haven't really owned any of this kind of high carbon steel on my knives, on any knife before. I thought maybe it'd take like a day or something for the patina to show up, but literally I ate the apple, and as I was eating it, I could see it start to darken up a little bit. And then by the time I was done eating and I rinsed off the blade, it was like fully darkened. Pretty crazy. It's just, the acids in the apple are very corrosive. So here we're cutting up some regular thickness cardboard, and it's passing through real easy. It's a thin, pretty slicey blade, and like I said, it's got the kind of I don't even know what to call it. It is a hollow grind, but I'm just not used to seeing it like this. So, but yeah, it is a hollow grind, so that's helping it, obviously. Now, keep in mind, Case knives do not come very sharp, at least in my experience. It's almost like they don't deburr them completely. So every case that I've bought so far, I've had to really strap up and sometimes even take the ceramic stone to it a little bit, and kind of just knock all that off, get it a little bit more of a smooth, glassy edge, and it sharpens up real nice and easy. And so, anyways, utility cutting, using the tip, not great, but see, I'm actually using like the belly here, and it's working better. It's cutting all the way through pretty easily. The blades, it's thin enough behind the edge right there that we can get away with kind of using the belly for utility cutting. Let's check our edge. Still cutting paper. Definitely not as well. But good. Here, I'll watch. I got frustrated there for a second, but here we go. Let's get a fresh sheet. There we go. Still cutting paper, not as easily. You gotta get, the right angle. But let's keep going. Let's see how it does with the strap. I mean, there's no way it's gonna go all the way through because of the blade length and, just the whole knife in general. But let's see how far it goes. Let's see how it does. A little over halfway. Not too bad. This is probably the toughest cutting this knife will ever do. About halfway again. It's really not a sharpness thing, because you can see when I go to cut the rest of the way, right here, it cuts through really easy. All right, how about some glove? Let's test the edge again real quick, though. Yeah, that strap did a number on it for sure. Let's give it a quick strop. Kind of simulate, like, you know, say this was the amount of cutting we were doing throughout the whole day. Maybe we'd, on lunch break, we'd give it a quick strop. I'm not going to do our full 10 strokes per side. I think I did like 6 or 7 just on one side of the strop. And look at the difference. Wow. Very, very responsive to the strop. So that's great. You can see that throughout the day, if you need to give it a strop, it's really not going to take but a couple seconds. So let's see how it does with the glove here. It's cutting through easily. Kind of a little bit of sawing to get through it, but it's getting through it. Faux show. Yeah, just requires a little bit of back and forth. No biggie. You kind of have to separate in your mind traditional folders from modern folders with modern blade steel. It's just a different thing. So I don't want you guys to be comparing this cut test to, say, my 15V Manix 2. It's just not even the same thing at all. So just keep that in mind. I know you guys aren't doing that probably, but just gotta say it, you know. Different thing. After a quick strop, we're back, baby. Check that out. Yeah. Really just a few strokes on the strop and we're back. So that's great. That's great. Action still feels just like it did before. I was wondering how, you know, the back spring would handle the kind of the pushing through the strap and the cardboard and stuff like that, but really seems to not have affected it at all. Let's try some of this real hard plastic pallet strap stuff. Yeah, easy. Yeah, not a problem. Yeah, that did affect our edge a bit, but not horribly. Maybe it did. Yeah, that hard plastic stuff ain't no joke. Let's give it the real strop now. 10 strokes per side. Let's see if we get it back to how sharp it was before we started testing. I really love the character that traditional knives kind of take on as time passes. I've only had this knife for 2 weeks now, maybe, and already, you know, with the patina and you can kind of see where, like, there's a few spots where the patina has worn through from the knife passing through material and it kind of rubbing off a little bit. It just, you know, you get marks on the blade and it just kind of, I don't know, it changes with you. It's kind of cool. Check that out, baby. Oh yeah, sharp as shit. All right, so kind of what I expected, you know. A lot of stropping is needed with these types of knives, with this type of a blade steel. In all reality, the cutting I just did with this is more cutting than I'll do with this in an entire day. So You know, if I'm doing like continued cutting like that, I will have my modern folder with 15V on it for that kind of stuff. So like I said, well, I haven't said it, but this is kind of a secondary carry. This is something you use for cutting up food, for, you know, I mean, you can break down boxes easily with this. You saw it pass through the cardboard real easily. But you're just going to have to upkeep the edge. And to me, that's not a negative thing, because I like tinkering around and messing around with knives, obviously. I don't mind stropping at all. In fact, I enjoy it. I carry a strop in my backpack that I take to work with me. I'm just realizing right now, why don't I have 2 strops, one for the house, one for in the truck? That would make a lot more sense, rather than bringing this same one back and forth. Epiphany. So yeah, I don't mind stropping. I like doing it. Even on my modern folders, I'll strop them once a day. Sometimes multiple times a day, because I like my knives to be really sharp all the time. So if I like break down a bunch of boxes here at work, I'll strop my knife afterwards, just because. So yeah, it's not an issue for me. But I was kind of, I wouldn't say I was surprised, but I'm glad to see that this knife didn't have a problem going through cardboard, strap, you know, any of that stuff. So you saw on the utility cuts, wasn't the best blade shape, obviously. But I found that when I used this part of the belly right here, instead of the very tip, it actually worked better. I think because it's so thin up here that you can just, it goes through the cardboard, even if it's not at the tip. So anyways, pretty cool. I'd be really curious to see the difference between this carbon steel and like the 1095 on my GEC. I'd be really curious. I don't think this is 1095. I think this is just, they just call it carbon steel, so who knows what it is. I don't know. I'd be curious. Maybe we'll do a little bit of testing on the GEC. We'll see. I don't know. Thanks for watching, guys. That's it. Please like the video, and I love you. I'll see you next time.